Let's jump over to the New Orleans Saints traveling to Philly to take on the Birds, and the Eagles can clinch the NFC East and the 1 seed with a win. The Saints are eliminated with a loss, but they can stay alive with a win and some other help. Still no official word on Jalen Hurts. Tom's expecting Hurts to play. I'm thinking we see Minshew, even if Jalen dresses. I feel like it could be an emergency quarterback role. Like, all right, if Minshew gets hurt, you're in. If we're down 7 going into the second half, or we're down a couple, you're in. Go win us the game. I don't know if they're gonna start him, but we'll see. But if Minshew does start, okay, can the Eagles realistically get out of there with a win versus a Saints defense that hasn't been the greatest, but they're still a very solid unit? D, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, again, I think Minshew or Hurts, they get it done against the Saints. Number one, because we all know what we have riding on the Saints. What we've had been riding on the Saints, which is that pick. So, even a loss to them puts us in a little bit of better position if they lose the next week. Again, I just think we're a better team. I think our defense is going to get to the Saints quarterbacks, whether they have the dual threat going or Andy Dalton in there, whoever's in there. We're definitely going to get to them. And I think this is just going to be a run the rock game. It's going to be a nice day on Sunday. So, let's run the rock. Let's get our running backs going. I'm tired of the carousel. Just give Miles Sanders the ball if he plays this week. Get him going. And that opens up everything else in the passing game. But just control the clock. We have Minshew in, just control the clock. That's it. And we win the game.
Even with Sanders fumble in the last couple weeks, you still want to just give it to him and just let him fucking.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's probably a mind thing with him. My theory with running backs is they have to get into some type of rhythm. When he's only getting 11 touches, 12 touches a game, and then you have 3 other running backs in there, it's kind of tough to get into that rhythm. So, maybe it was, it's been colder the past couple of games, whatever. He gets the rock and just he's not ready to go. I mean, we've all been in that situation when, even for instance, when you play baseball and you sit on a bench and you're not warmed up, you're cold. You go up the bat, it's kind of like, damn, I haven't had the juices flowing all game, and now I'm in, to make this hit. It's kind of like the same thing, I feel, with a running back. I feel like they just have to get him going sooner and more often.
We've seen this out of Miles before, where he has fumbling issues, and he typically will go through a rough patch, and then he'll rebound pretty well, keep his hand on the ball a little tighter. But we'll see. It remains to be seen. I already know Tom feels like Gardner could win, but Tom, will the Eagles defense show up in this game? Because they didn't last week versus Dallas.
Listen, man, as long as fucking Darius Slay gets his head out of his ass and stops getting slayed himself.
I see what you did.
I mean, the defense, the front defense, the front seven's playing good. It's just like that last play on Darius Slay won. As a veteran knowing you have Josiah Scott and you're in a cover 2 defense, why I'm still mad about that play.
Are you talking about the 9 route, the one where Slay bit on the under route trying to maybe help Scott?
Okay. I'm talking about the 3rd and 30. No, I'm talking about the 3rd and 30 play.
I'm talking about the touchdown to CD.
No, I know what you're talking. No, that's another one. That's another play. It's like when you're a veteran cornerback like Darius Slay, you can't just leave a guy like Josiah Scott out there to dry. Even though Josiah Scott should have still had the pick. Don't get me wrong. That play, Darius Slay got caught looking in the backfield, and he's been getting caught looking in the backfield.
Yeah, but Tom, you don't blame that on coaching a little bit?
No, absolutely. No. That's why I said, why are you in a cover 2 defense in a play like that? A cover 4. If a play like that, you drop everybody back. That's a play that you can drop people back. Right. On 3rd and 30. Like you have 2 phenomenal defensive plays, and then you lit up a 3rd and 30.
Well, so Slay did some finger pointing when it comes to Josiah Scott, which I didn't like, especially as a captain.
Yeah.
But Slay got beat on 2 crucial 2 times where we get the ball back. Our offense gets the ball back, and both of those drives lead the points. That 3rd and 30, Slay gets cooked, or Slay got beat there. on the 4th and 8 to T.Y. Hilton, Hilton draws the penalty, defensive penalty on Slay, and then the touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. So three drives that 2 could have been done, and the other one at the very least would have been a defensive pass. Or if Dak makes that throw, that could be picked. And Slay was on the losing end of all 3 of them. So the one thing about it is, though, Slay is an all-pro corner. Look at all the shit that went wrong. Gardner Minshew misses Quez Watkins on a wide open touchdown across the middle that would have made it. What was it? It was 14-10 at that point. What I forget exactly what it was, but Jalen Hurts makes that throw. So there's a lot of throws that Minshew missed. I
didn't see if you noticed that he threw off his back foot a lot in that game.
Yeah,
he's not hurt. He's not Hurts. And I hate the fucking narrative that, oh my God, Philadelphia scored 34 with Minshew, so it is the system. It's like, no, Minshew, Sirianni fucking schemed up some good. The touchdown on 4th and 3 to Devontae Smith. Trayvon Diggs was following A.J. Brown everywhere, right? Leaving their second corner on Devontae Smith. But Trayvon Diggs is the ball hawk. He's the one that's hungry to make that pick and take it to the end zone, right? So Sirianni schemes up on 4th and 3. They send Goddard in motion. And pretty much they wanted Diggs one-on-one with Devontae Smith because to accomplish that, they were in a 1 wide receiver set and they had A.J. Brown on a bench. And Devontae Smith was the one in the game. So Diggs is on Smith. They send Goddard in motion across to throw a flat to him, and Diggs bites on it, and it lets Smith get behind him for that corner touchdown on that 4th and 3. And shit like that. Like Sirianni and this, they know that Diggs is a ball hawk. So they play off those tendencies. They show him Dallas Goedert in his face on a drag, like, hey, here, you could take this to the crib. Boom, hit it behind him for a touchdown. And it's shit like that. They do stuff like that with Hurts, right? But then on the other plays where Minshew didn't make the throws to Quez and didn't make certain other good decisions, Hurts has shown all season he makes those plays. So, yes, I've had arguments all week. I do think that the Eagles would have won that game with Hurts. But, hey, I guess we will never know. I'm going to mark us all 3 down as Eagles winning because I don't see any of us taking the Saints.
Yo, the fact that you brought that up on that play that you were just talking about, the Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
2 things I want to say. One, A.J. Brown is the fucking man for playing that off the way he did. How he was like screaming mad that he was coming out of the game, knowing that the defense, when you bring A.J. Brown out of the game, there's one thing that you're thinking is you're going to run the ball.
Yep.
You're taking your best wide receiver out of the game to bring in another lineman is what they did. And like you said, when Dallas Goedert went in motion, he went to the flat, and Devontae Smith went straight up to Diggs and act like he was going to block him. Didn't touch him, and Diggs tried to run around. He tried to run around Devontae Smith to go up to, like you said, Dallas Goedert, which left Devontae Smith wide open.
Dude, it was a – and then you see on the sideline, Sirianni and Shane Steichen, they're like, boom, they're like, all hype, like that's exactly what they designed, and it worked like a fucking charm.
I see A.J. Brown going out of the game, and I'm like, what the fuck are you taking? I'm literally screaming, like, why are you taking A.J. Brown in this game right now? I'm like, they have to be running the ball.
Okay, let's go. Joshua Dobbs. Holding.
Yeah, it was some good shit to see from our coaches. All right, let's jump over into